What's going on, everybody? Man, Eric Wilson in for the Sports Arena. And, I got the privilege of bringing to you a man that I had the pleasure of meeting at the 2024 annual event that is the National Scouting Combine. This man did not realize that he himself was a part of the Combine during its first few years. Still to this date, I believe in National Scouting Combine history has the fastest 40 times, so much so that I believe we are going to change the name to the Mo Leggett 40 to see if you could beat this man's time. But he is a journeyman. He has been in the NFL, played for the Chiefs and the Detroit Lions, played in the Arena League with the Utah Blaze, the Philadelphia Soul before transitioning to the CFL with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, the Albany Empire, the Columbus Lions, and then again with the Empire. He is a two-time NCAA Division II national champion, a Canadian Football League West All-Star, an Arena Bowl champion, and a second-team All-NAL. Again, Mo Leggett is in the building. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for chopping it up here on the Sports Arena. So, man, for those who don't know your elusive history, just talk to me about what your journey has been like from the time you became an NFL player up until this point.
Man, it was a roller coaster, just like any professional sport. Guys guys don't understand that sports is like the only job that it's on the line. You can get fired at any given moment. So a lot of guys walk on eggshells, and at first I was too, and some veterans took me under their wing and said, "Hey, the players will be here longer than the coaches will." I didn't understand it at first, but about year 10, I understood it. Um, you're not just playing for yourself; you're playing for the rest of the league, the rest of the players that are coming up next. So that work ethic was a lot, and he just kept pushing, and now I'm in the coach's seat.
So before we get to the coach's seat, like I said, we had the privilege of being together at this annual event of the National Scouting Combine. Just talk to me about what you saw at the event and give me your takeaways from the athletes that were there this year.
You got a lot of hungry guys. Got a lot of hungry guys that want to make their dreams come true, from the free agents to the undrafted, to the draft eligibles. So those guys working hard. You see that. You see the hunger in their eyes. They're all coming from different backgrounds, and everybody has a story. They have their own story, and they get a chance to write the rest of their story. So that's pretty amazing to see.
And, now, like you said, transitioning from the player to the coaching world, being a part of the Amarillo Venoms and being such a part of this league, what are some of the tidbits or some of the, you're passing down a lot of information to your team. What's been some of the things that you have seen, with regard to growth, within regard to their own personal development?
Um, the biggest thing is their willingness to learn, and they're putting their ego aside. Um, a lot of guys, for whatever reason, they're here, and once they understood, like we're all here for a reason, um, they put a lot of trust in myself and the rest of the coaching staff. So when they're doing that, they're just becoming more and more um, inspired to want to do better and make themselves a better player, not just in football, but arena as well.
So you talked about guys in the league who kind of took you under their wing to kind of prepare you for what to expect. If you don't mind sharing with me, just who were some of those men who were like, "No, we gonna take care of this little brother right here because we know he's gonna do something special."
Uh, like when I was preparing for the draft, Pac-Man, he showed me a lot of ways on how to be a pro, despite everything that you see, in the news and everything. But behind closed doors, man, he was a huge part of me preparing for the draft. When I got there, Larry Johnson, Brian Waters, Tony Gonzalez, he took me after practice every day. I mean, worked on his hands. He actually had me pass interference him every time the ball came out the jugs. And I like at first I'm like, man, I can't hit you that hard. You're Tony. He was like, no, do it. And and it showed in his game. When I got to Detroit, Chris Houston, he showed me a lot, and actually he is a big reason why my game catapulted as a defensive back, as a corner, and unfortunately my injuries made me go made my journey go to the CFL, but it helped a lot.
That's so crazy that you talk about Pac-Man because 2 years ago when Super Bowl was in Arizona, I had the opportunity to sit down with him, and it's so interesting. Like you said, the man off camera, if you will, just his mindset, and he's a student of the game, but he's also a man about his business and his life and his journey, and it's so crazy when you hear what the world puts out about him, but then you actually take time to meet the man. It's indescribable. So, my last thing I want to talk to you about, Coach, and thank you so much for being a part of this. Like I said, to start it here today on the Sports Arena, I think we're going to rename the 40-yard dash to the National Scouting Combine, the Mo Leggett 40, because no one has been able to beat your time in 14 years. What does that mean to you to know that, these athletes who are, as we sometimes say, younger, stronger, faster, they still can't beat a man who 10, 12 years ago showed up and showed out?
Um, it, it's uh, it's very humbling for sure. If a lot of people didn't everyone sees the 40, but just look at the interview. I was dealing with a lot of things at the time, mental health. I was dealing with. I had, matter of fact, I think prior to that, that was like right before that, man. I actually tried to commit suicide. So I was dealing with a lot at the time. So I didn't know if I wanted to play football anymore or anything. Um, I was just coming off of an injury. There was a lot going on. So that award is really just renaming it after me. That's very humbling. And guys, they don't believe it. I'm like, watch it. He's just watch it. Um, I just I'm honored. I'm honored, and it's very humbling.
So talk to me about that real quick, if you don't mind sharing, because that's a part of your life that I'm sure many people may or may not know about. Was there a turning point for you to where you were like, I'm living for myself and I'm living for my family, where those thoughts started to leave your mind and you focused on your true path and your true faith and belief?
Um, at the time, it was just like the way I was going through it. I'm not going to necessarily say it left because I had two other incidences, but my life was good.
Right.
Life was, I still was having those thoughts. Um, it was just more so I couldn't be alone at the time. Just surrounding myself with the right people that motivated me, kept my mind busy, very caring, continued to just make sure that um, that I was okay, and because at the end of the day, nobody knows what everyone's going through. You might know a lot about that person, but you truly don't understand what they're going through. So I like I just continue to stay hungry, setting goals for myself, and giving myself a reason to continue to keep going. And then I had more and more kids, so I got four now, and
Congratulations.
so that's a lot. That's a lot to live for. So um, like everyone has to find out that. their why, no matter what it is, because football's not going to be forever. And if you don't have a why you're playing football, it will never be fulfilling in the first place.
And so now your family, your inspiration, I can only gather from this conversation is the hunger that stays within you to be the best dad, the best husband, and now also the best coach to these young men who are a part of your team, you and your coaching staff. So, many props and many blessings to that. Coach, I so appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, but thank you for stopping by. Listen, anytime you want to chop it up, you let me know. We'll have that conversation. Best of luck to you and to the Amarillo Venoms this season. And I look forward to seeing you next year at the Combine and just doing more of this with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, your man Eric Wilson for the Sports Arena. Hey, Coach Mo Leggett, like I said, we're changing the name. The Mo Leggett 40 at the National Scouting Combine. Everybody stay blessed. Peace.